Okay, and we're back. It seems to be working now. I don't know what it was. Apparently, yeah, restart seems to have done it. Also, just to be, paranoid, I also switched the type of my controller to the old, like in the emulator, I flipped it from the DualShock to the old digital controller, which is what I actually owned back in the day. I don't think I ever actually owned DualShock for the original PlayStation. I always got along with just the regular, like, original PS1 digital controller. I actually really liked it too. It was like a good size for like my little kid hands back then. It's actually still to this day one of my favorite controllers, I think. I don't actually have a working one in my possession right now. But I don't know, just over the years, the PlayStation controller has always sort of grown to become my favorite, I guess, over all this time. Okay, so anyways, as I was saying before, yeah, welcome back, guys. Yeah, we're just gonna pretend that all this stuff didn't happen. So yeah, yeah, been a bit busy over the holidays. Got a lot of extra shifts over at my job, working retail over the holidays. A bit tiring. That's the audio's actually coming in a little bit noisy. Can we remedy that? Okay, that's good. That's actually just kind of the way that the music is, I guess, for that particular track. It like comes in like blaring loud and then just kind of drops out all of a sudden for the little organ ding 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 ding. Organs don't really ding, do they? We're actually going back here not to fight the final boss again, of course. We did that last time, but to actually, we're going for map completion right here. Which is, yeah, basically what you need to do to get the best ending here, because that's kind of the next thing on our agenda. We got the D ending, we got the C and the B ending, and now we're going for the best ending, ending A. Come on, jump. There we go. And so what we need to do for that is it's basically just based on map completion, whereas all the other endings were based on whether or not you kill Richter and or have the holy goggles. The last couple endings are based on your map completion, so we need to get, I think it's about 200% in order to get the best ending. So that's basically just what we're going to be doing for... I don't expect it'll actually take that long. Like, just filling out the map isn't actually that much of an arduous or time-consuming task. Like, I think we might be alright for this. But yeah, one of the things that you actually have to do to get full map completion, and actually 200% isn't even full map completion. I think it's like 202% or like 200.8, something like that. But yeah, what we can actually do here is you can see we got that center bit filled in, and then we can just teleport out using the library card. This will actually take us right back to the first castle as well, and it'll just, yeah, sort of just let us take a peek around and see if there's anything we missed here. There actually is. It looks like we missed a few squares up in the keep and a few near the entrance. I think that we'll come back to those ones down in the corner there, the bottom left, maybe, if it turns out that we actually need them. Also, while we're at the shop, we might as well go shopping. Yeah, this is actually coming in really loud for me for some reason. Oh well, let me know if in the chat if the audio levels are off or anything, but I don't think it's too bad. I think we're just gonna move on and like it's been ages since the last time I streamed, so I can't remember if this is how loud it's supposed to be or not. But yeah, we're just gonna check around and see. Or what do I even have equipped right now?
Farewell for now.
Let's maybe check that first. Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna find anything stronger than the Alucard sword, I don't think. Actually, do we have the Alucard shield? Where the hell is that? Oh, right, we were, yeah, using the Herald shield. That'll be good enough.
What can I do for you?
But yeah, I think there's actually a cloak that is worth buying in the shop here. Yeah, which is basically just... Okay, yeah, I think that was... Nope, diamond plate. Can't even afford that. Wow, we're still only on like 1,100 gold. Oh wow, we're not even close. Oh wait, that's right. We haven't sold our gems yet though. So yeah, we can Get rid of all this crap. No opals. I don't know where you'd go to find those. I guess maybe it's an enemy drop. Oh yeah, so sell the zircon, sell the aquamarines. Okay, that should give us a good bit of dosh to spend here. So yeah, we definitely want Joseph's cloak, and then we can mess around with that a little bit. Though I thought that would actually be a defensive increase, but it actually isn't. But it's a fun item anyway, so I'm just gonna buy it. Oh, and that puts us under for the diamond plate. Anything else worth getting? Duplicator. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that this run. I'm gonna hold on to that diamond ring that we have just in case we want to use like the ring duplication trick to farm up tons of money that way. Kind of do want the diamond plate, but not badly enough to like mess around trying to get it, so
I'm interested in this.
or not that, but the tactics list. Any interesting videos we can see? Okay, actually this is a good way to check and see if you've beaten all the bosses too. So you can see we've got 4 bosses left that we haven't beaten yet in the second castle. I don't know if it'll fill in like Dracula and Shaft, or actually it looks like it does. Yeah, right there, Shaft and Dracula. So yeah, I think the other 4 that we need would be, it's the Castlevania 3 trio. We need Beelzebub, Galamoth, and Doppelganger. And yeah, that's the 4 right there. So yeah, that'll be kind of our next destination, our next task to complete in the other castle. But in the meantime, yeah, we can put on this Joseph's cloak. And then the cool thing about this item is that if you go, I think it's in system, yeah, so it's like certain items will unlock different options for you. So yeah, cloak color is a sort of a unique option that gets unlocked if you have Joseph's cloak equipped. And yeah, you can just get this cloak whatever color you want it. That's pretty... It's just a neat little thing. I like that this is in the game. I think, how high does it let you go? Okay, just up to 30. So like if I think, yeah, we take, so we can get ourselves like a nice little purple cloak here. Go for the, ooh, that's like a, what, kind of a maroonish? I think I actually like that. And then we line it. Or actually, yeah, like maroon and like yellow or green. Oh, that's, I think I like that, right? Oh, okay. Bit of an accident there. No, those aren't the colors that we want. They do go nicely together, but no, that's maybe a bit political. A bit too political if we go with that color scheme there. So just a little bit. So we're gonna... Actually, maybe purple-blue would be nice. Oh yeah, that is just fabulous. Fabucard right here. Check out his majesty. Yep, I like that. We're going with this. Very fashionable. So yeah, I think there's pretty much, yeah, nothing productive to be done in this half of the castle at this point. So we're basically just gonna dash. Actually, yeah, we got the bat dash even that we can use for this. And yeah, the whole reason for coming back here really was just to fill in that center bit of the second castle. Just go in and teleport out. Yeah, I don't know exactly how much map coverage you actually need to get the best ending, though. I hope it's not too much. Like, I don't want to be here all day. Like I said, I kind of got the whole day off for streaming. And I've already kind of wasted a lot of... Well, not really wasted a lot of time in the morning. I had other... Since I've been so busy with work, I've had other sort of chores and errands to do around the house that I had to get out of the way. But now we've got, like, basically the rest of the day for streaming fun times. Actually, yeah, we want to take the elevator. So I kind of don't want to spend all of it just filling in map squares. Like, don't get me wrong, filling in map squares is actually kind of fun in this game, since there's so much, you know, there's like bosses and items and cool stuff. There's whole areas of the second castle that we haven't even seen yet. So that'll be like, yeah, super fun and cool and all of that. But I also wanted to start up a new game, because we're kind of like in like the kind of cleanup phase of both Chrono Trigger and Symphony right now. So I kind of wanted to like start like a new fun thing today as well. And I'm thinking at this moment, I'm feeling in my heart, after all of the sort of toil and trouble I've been through with work every day in the last 20 days and all of that, I feel like some Mega Man Legends is maybe what I need to kind of ease my troubled mind. Kind of a comfort food game of sorts, you might call it. I'll go into more about that, I guess, when we actually start playing it. But yeah, I think I feel some Mega Man Legends once we're done with Symphony here. Actually, I'm sick of this cross. This cross is bullshit. I want that. There we go. Got the holy water. Yeah, didn't we try out the cross on like the final boss and it was doing like less damage than our frickin' sword attack? Yeah, that's just super duper lame. Oh yeah, I completely forgot that, yeah, the bat wings changed based on your cloak colors as well. Yeah, that is a very, very lovely bat right there. Do we even have our sword equipped? I don't even have a familiar equipped. What the hell am I doing? How long has that been going on? We've been missing out on all of this sword experience this whole time. Yeah, like leveling up your familiars doesn't count towards your completion percentage or anything, but even so, I just kind of want to do it just to show it off. Because yeah, the sword, I think the sword eventually upgrades to become like your strongest weapon, sort of, like strongest in terms of its attack strength. I think the Alucard sword is still better because of the attack speed. But yeah, if you level up Sword Familiar enough, because yeah, eventually Sword Familiar turns into a weapon that you can actually equip as an item. And then it powers up the more you level it up. Yeah, I think we actually kind of, yeah, I really didn't focus on map completion at all my first time through these areas, so we kind of need to give like the whole ring around the whole castle here. Because yeah, there's some bits here in the clock tower even that I haven't filled in just yet. That's fine. The clock tower is a fun place. Is there any other bits of equipment that we needed to swap out? I know we had kind of maybe a bit of a special setup for Dracula. Oh, why have I still got this shitty... Oh, I must have done that way back in, like, Orlok's quarters. Is the walk armor... Oh, yeah, we just completely bypassed the Alucard mail. Yeah, walk armor is where it's at right now. Can you even... Okay, well, it'll let you manually sort, but you can't, like, auto-sort your cloaks and stuff. Actually, I don't know if I showed this, but... Or, which one is it? I think it is the Royal Cloak, where if you go into the options here... Okay, maybe not. One of the cloaks, I think that's the option we're missing, is one of the cloaks, it says in its description, it's like a reversible cloak, or something like that, and I think that actually does fill in the other option there, where it's like just swap the colors of your cloak, where it's like the lining color becomes the outside color, and vice versa. There's like one cloak that lets you do that. I could have sworn it was the Royal Cloak, but I guess not. Maybe it's another one of the ones that you can, another one that you can buy in the shop. Anyways, it's not worth going all the way back to the library, though, just to buy that thing, maybe, if it's even there, and then show it off. It's just really, again, just all of the pointless little extras that they crammed into this game, and I just love it. Yeah, then yeah, in terms of like pointless extras too, it's like pretty much like we went through all the essentials. Like this bit of the map you see right here is all that is absolutely required to to fight Dracula and get all the items you need to finish the game. But yeah, there's like 4 additional bosses we haven't fought yet. Actually, I don't even know. I always end up just fighting all of the bosses in the first castle just for the hell of it. I think there are probably some that you can skip in the first castle as well. I'm trying to think now. Like, I think Griffin, or Hippogriff, I think, is required, because you need to have the conversation with Maria. Or maybe you don't, I don't even know. This little corridor here is a bit shorter than I remembered. Can't believe I didn't... How did I not fill in this little bit right over... Oh, right, I just dropped down there. Right, dropped down early, trying to be a speedy man. could have saved myself a lot of time, really, in the end, if I would have just, or that's right, I was under, like, time pressure at the time, because I had work that day, so yeah, we were really, like, speeding to get done the game last stream. Yeah, I kind of remember what was going on way back in those days. Way back in the good old days of December 1st. Or I think it might have been, what, like the 5th or something? Because I know I've been working, like, every day since the 5th. And I think that might have been the day of my last stream as well. It was maybe the 5th, or something like that. So yeah, that's been, like, what, a couple weeks? I guess it's not that bad, like, a couple weeks since the last time I did a stream. That's not the worst. I've seen some of my favorite streamers have taken hiatuses. I feel like I get stuck on this word every time I use it. Hiatuses. Hiati? I don't know. Every time they take, like, long breaks from streaming. And, you know, their streams have survived. Kind of, I guess. Although I guess a lot of my favorite streamers aren't really, like, the super huge ones. In fact, a lot of my favorite streamers are, like, right about, like, maybe a dozen to about 30 average viewers. I don't know, anything, like, way too much bigger than that, and, like, chat just gets kind of retarded, and it becomes less fun. I mean, and I guess if they're a good streamer, you know, they just kind of ignore chat. Although some of them even manage to keep up with it. Like, Joseph Anderson, like, he makes really good YouTube content, and he's actually a really good streamer, too. I'm surprised at how he's able to, like, keep track of, like, to like, pick out the worthwhile comments and questions from his chat when there's, like, so much crap just rolling by. And at the same time as he's, like, playing his game and providing commentary, too. That guy's, yeah, just, like, crazy talented as far as the gameplay commentating goes. That's, yeah, sort of the ideal that I would hope to live up to someday, would be to have a chat full of, like, yeah, someday I would like to have a bullshit chat with just nonsense comments rolling by that aren't even worth listening to. And yet to be able to go through and pick out the good ones anyways. That's my goal in life at this moment. Not exactly, really, I guess. My goal in life right at this moment is to survive this Christmas and maybe even get another stream in sometime before the new year. Oh yeah, so the other thing is Genesismas. I guess I could have sworn that I'd done the Genesismas thing like 2 or 3 years now, but apparently it was just like a one-time thing I did last year. So yeah, I think we might even do that, like, probably in the evening. I'm gonna have to take a break to have supper and do some things, like a few hours from now. But once that's all done, and if I have nothing else to do, if I got all, like, my holiday business out of the way, I'm thinking maybe a Genesismas stream sometime in the evening as well. And I guess some of the running around I would have to do to prepare for that would be to refill on eggnog. I am almost out. Yeah, I don't think I have enough. Think I have enough of an eggnog supply to last me through like a good meaty, like 3 or 4 hour Genesismas stream. Oh wow, I actually filled all this in already. Okay, so we basically cleared out the clock tower, as far as I know. I did it. Yeah, I did the switches the first time through. So yeah, this area is pretty much done. Outer wall is really easy as well. That'll go by quickly. And then after that, it'll probably go into the caves, or the reverse cave, or whatever they call it. And yeah, clear out Doppelganger and get that over with. Actually, we've already cleared out most of the wall, it looks like. Actually, one of the games I'm sort of considering for... So since I've only done it once, and I don't think anyone really watched it, to explain what Genesismas is, it's just sort of like my idea of like a holiday stream type thing to do. Or I just play a bunch of old Genesis games from my childhood and reminisce about them for a good long time. And yeah, anyways, yeah, one of the games I was considering for that was Castlevania Bloodlines. And then it didn't even occur to me, and it's like, oh, that would be like another Castlevania game after another Castlevania game. But then the more I thought of it, like, pretty much any of the traditional Castlevania games are really... Oh yeah, I guess before we do the rest of the wall here, we gotta do the reverse library. Completely forgot about this. And yeah, this is just a pointless area right here. There is nothing... Or okay, there's goodies to be had. Like, you can get good items from one of the enemies in particular in this area, which I guess is the question. Do we farm the schmooze for the Chrysegrim? Well, if we do, this would be the place to farm them, so I think we're just going to clear out the area and then just see. If we get one, we get one. If we don't, then maybe we keep going until we get one. These Scarecrow guys are pretty creepy. I don't know what it is, just like the stake, like all the way up, like, looks like splitting, like, from the groin up through the mouth. It's just, I don't know. It looks pretty painful. I would not want to be that guy. The other enemies in this area are pretty cool there. Shmoo is one of those sprites that's kind of hard to parse until he spins around. It's like, yeah, it's like a head of some kind, but I guess that's like a mouth and an eyeball or something. Actually, the other type of Scarecrow, I guess, isn't quite as creepy looking. He's actually kind of funny. It just, like, straight up through his chest with his limbs kind of just flailing around there by his sides. I didn't think that I pressed that button, but okay. Oh, I can't actually see chat right now. Nah, it's fine. We don't have to worry about chat just yet. Oh, hey, Saturn Meteor. Good to see ya. Game, you mean Castlevania? What's Castlevania Chronicles? I get that mixed up. I think that's the other one for PlayStation. It's like kind of like almost a remake-ish of the original Castlevania. I've never actually played that one. Am I cursed? No. For some reason, it makes you glow like you're cursed when you hit the shmoo. But, yeah, it actually doesn't do anything bad. Yeah, that's the one for PS1. I remember thinking... Like, I was interested in it, like, way back in the day, because I was so into this game, and it's like, oh, there's another cool-looking Castlevania game for the PlayStation, but I never actually found a copy. Apparently, they're not that easy to track down. I think I even have, like, the ROM on my computer right now, but no, I've never actually played, never actually played Castlevania Chronicles. Okay, we're actually getting fucked right now. And that's not helping us get unfucked. Son of a bitch. Curse of... Or those are the 3D ones, right? If it's... Oh, I get the titles confused, like, all the time. I think if Lament of Innocence was the one for PlayStation 2, I did play that, and I liked it quite a bit. Son of a bitch! Can't seem to pull off the... Or, okay, actually, what we can do here, though, is, find ourselves a save point. Yeah, I think I vaguely recall that Lament of Innocence was, yeah, the PS2 Castlevania, or one of the PS2 ones. And yeah, I remember that got kind of, like, good reviews back in the day, because 3D Castlevania got kind of a bad rap as a result of the supposed disaster that was Castlevania 64 and all of that. So a lot of people just... The Castlevania series kind of fell out of favor as a result of Castlevania 64 and whatever the other one on Nintendo 64 was. And so yeah, like there's a lot of surprise when like I think it was Lament of Innocence came out on PS2, and like all reports were that yeah, this is actually like a fantastic adaptation of the Castlevania format into 3D. So yeah, I remember, yeah, and I was really interested, and yeah, it was quite good from what I remember. I don't remember if I finished it. I remember Lament of Innocence being quite difficult. I got like halfway through, and I got like, I think, stuck on like a boss or something. I'm actually able to emulate PS2 games now quite well on this PC. I've actually tried out a few. I played Sky Gunner, which is a great PS2 kind of arcadey flight simulator that I really love. It's like one of my favorite games that I'm gonna have to stream sometime. Sky Gunner. And I also played Final Fantasy XII again. which also, yeah, emulates really, really well. It's weird, the 3D games on the emulators, they look so much better and play so much more smoothly as well. Like a problem that Skygunner had on the PS2 was like technical problems. It was just like way too much stuff moving, or like the areas were so huge and there was so much stuff moving around on the screen that thing would just like chug down like to a snail's pace when you actually played some of the bigger battles in Skygunner. But on the emulator, it runs like perfectly smoothly if you get the right options configured for it. And yeah, that's just yeah, absolutely great that you can actually play some of these old games that were kind of hampered by their original hardware a little bit, and actually like make them better and make them look better on the newer hardware. But anyways, all of that is my roundabout way of saying, yeah, Lament of Innocence might be one to go back to. If I can, like, if I actually, yeah, start streaming PS2 games at some point. Yeah, I don't think I played Curse of Darkness. I don't remember. Like, the titles all run together in my mind, but yeah. But yeah, Lament of Innocence stands out in my mind just because, like I said, that was the one that I kind of read about a lot back in the day, and I'm pretty sure that I played it, and I'm reasonably sure that the title of it was Lament of Innocence, but I don't think I played any of the other 3D Castlevanias, and I certainly haven't played any of the modern, like, you know, PS3 and later ones. Like, there was, I forget what it's called, but yeah, they're basically just kind of like Devil May Cry clones, as I understand it these days. I'm trying to think of what it is. Is it... Or no, Curse of Darkness is the one you... Is Curse of Darkness the newer one? I feel like it was like Lord of Shadow. Yeah, I think Curse of Darkness might have been one of the older ones. Or you know, Saturn, since you were talking about it earlier. But, is that all that cleared out? Okay, that's all clear. But yeah, I think... Is it Lord of Darkness or Lord of Shadow or something like that? Is the, like, the newest ones. There was, like, Lords of Shadow and Lords of Shadow 2, I think. But yeah, I'm just not really interested in that style of game. Assuming that it is the style of game that I think it is, which is like a Devil May Cry clone type thing. Yeah, I don't know. Devil May Cry never really grabbed me. I actually played Devil May Cry 2 first. That was the first one in the series that I actually played. And I actually thought it was okay. Like, I know a lot of people think that DMC2... Or I hate what they did with the new Devil May Cry game, because, like, the new Devil May Cry, of course, is DMC, which is the acronym for Devil May Cry. So you can't call the old Devil May Cry games DMC anymore, because DMC is like the actual name of the new game, and it just really pisses me off. And I know that game pissed off a lot of people for a lot of other reasons. Okay, so maybe I was mistaken then about yeah, about the new Lord of Shadow or whatever Castlevania games. Just from like the trailers and like the look of the game, it looked like a more of like a combat-oriented Devil May Cry style thing, where it's all about like combat and having a combo chain and stuff like that, which I think Lament of Innocence might have had as well. But I don't know, that one felt like a little more Dark Soulsy, but no, a little like slower and more thoughtful with its combat. A little bit like the traditional Castlevanias adapted to 3D, kind of. Gauntlet. What the fuck is a gauntlet? Attack +5. That's not even... Okay, that's as much as our Moonstone gives us, but the Moonstone gives us other things as well. Okay, so we did not get our Chrysegrim from the schmooze, just from clearing out. And I don't think we even have any, like, luck-boosting items either. Yeah, so this kind of sucks. I really do want to get the Chrysegrim just because it's such a cool item. But, like, yeah, I don't want to wait. Because the thing is, we don't have any luck-boosting items. I guess, one thing, I guess God of War might be another better comparison. God of War is another series that never really grabbed me much either. It's just they all kind of run together in my mind. Although God of War, now that you mention it, it's not really the same thing as Devil May Cry, no. It's more, got like a little more adventure-y elements to it, like there's some puzzle solving. Actually, a lot of people call... Actually, this was something on Brick Road's stream a while back, where apparently a lot of people consider, like, God of War and its ilk to be, like, essentially, like, 3D Zelda-esque games. Which apparently pissed the Brick Road off, because he's, like, kind of a Zelda... I would describe him as a bit of a Zelda purist, where he has a bit of a specific idea of, like, what a proper, like, Zelda-like 3D adventure game, or action-adventure game is. Because people recommended, what was it? I'm blanking on the name now. Darksiders, which is what I would consider to be like kind of a God of War clone, and that it's got like, you know, your like very simple button mashy combo based battle system where you're just mowing through hordes of enemies, almost like a brawler type thing. But then it's got like a little bit of like exploration, like puzzle solving type stuff as well, but like really, really light puzzle solving. Like you'd have the occasional like temple to go through for a bit of variety, but it's mostly just bashing monsters over the head with your fists. Do you still get the elevator in the second castle here? I guess there's no point, since you have to have mist to get to this point, so you can obviously go through the mist door above to go above. Oops, that's wrong. It's probably going to reset the elevator tower. Actually, Prince of Persia is a game, like the Prince of Persia Sands of Time and its sequels is a game that I never tried, actually, back in the day. I actually own it. I think I own the trilogy on, like, PS2. Like, I own the disc. But I never actually... That was back when, like, I got my PS3, and the PS3 had been out for a while, and you were able to... Yeah, it looks like we're not getting the elevator in the second castle. But yeah, there was a time, like, right after I got my PS3... PS3 had been out for like a year or two at that point, and you were able to get like PS2 games really, really cheaply all over the place. Like EB Games was like selling like old PS2 games for like $5 to $10 each, or like for between $5 and $15. So I bought a whole bunch of PS2 games back at around that time, but I never ended up playing it. A bunch of them just because I bought so many of them. I actually ended up selling a bunch. I needed to make a few bucks to buy some. What was it? I was putting it towards like some more PS3 games. It's funny. I bought a bunch of PS2 games and then ended up selling a few of them without even playing some of them, just to buy more PS3 games. Like, yeah, I think I traded in a bunch of stuff towards Dark Souls 2 and Final Fantasy 13 when that first came out. Yeah, I traded in a bunch of my PS2 games that I had bought at around that time. Although there were a bunch that I did end up playing, but yeah, Sands of Time is one that I still own, and is one that I never actually got around to playing. Although yeah, it seems cool. Like, I like the concept. That's another one that seems like, I don't know, strikes me as kind of God of War-esque, but maybe with a bit more of a, like a dungeon-y puzzle-solving element to it. And yeah, I guess going back on that thread there, like, yeah, there is a bit of, yeah, dungeon-y puzzle-solving stuff in God of War and games like it, but it's all, like, really simple. It's not really anything in the vein of, like, a good meaty Zelda dungeon. Although, frankly, most of the Zelda games don't even have, like, good meaty... Most of the Zelda games don't even have good meaty Zelda dungeons at this point. Like, even Skyward Sword. Like, I know a lot of people talked... I know the general consensus was that the dungeons in Skyward Sword were, like, amazing and a return to form for the series, but I completely disagreed. I thought they were just, like, completely brain-dead... simple, with like nothing to figure out or explore. Like every dungeon in that game, practically, if not literally every dungeon, maybe even It's like you're basically just going from one locked room to the other. Like, it's like there's only one given place to go at a given time. There's only one place to go when exploring the dungeon. So there's nothing to figure out. It's not about like exploring the space and figuring out the dungeon. And even the ones where there is like something to figure out, the game just tells you what to do right away. So even if there was something to kind of figure out and puzzle together, the game just tells you, like, not even as like an optional hint system or anything. Like, the game literally just tells you, it's like, hey, there's this big statue in this room, and if you hit that lever there, it'll move up and down, and that'll change the area. And then it'll even tell you, it's like, oh, we've done this thing now you gotta go move the statue again. Like, it would literally, like, your stupid companion in that game would literally just walk you through every step of what you needed to do to finish the dungeon. It was really frickin' annoying. Because I know people loved, I remember people loved that dungeon with the big statue in the center that you would move up and down to kind of change the layout of things. But there was nothing to it. There was nothing to figure out, because there was only really one thing you could do at any given time, and what's-her-name would just tell you to do it anyways. Yeah, I don't think... I don't know, just like 3D dungeons, that whole idea of like puzzle solving in 3D space, it seems to have like been completely relegated to like old school adventure games at this point. Like the Myst clones are the only place to find those kinds of good puzzles these days. The action games these days, it seems to be it's either all action or like mostly action, basically. There's, very little adventuring or exploration. For something like that, you'd have to go to more of a Dark Souls type thing to get your exploration, at least. And even then, there's not really any puzzles to speak of in that game. Although I am curious about Breath of the Wild. Like, it doesn't seem like a Zelda game to me. Like, it seems more of like an open world type thing. Like more of a, I don't even know what to, more of like in the kind of Eldritch, what's the name of the frickin' game series? Elder Scrolls series. And that type of game. Oh yeah, crafting's a huge thing these days too. We're just like, because and I see why it works, and it kind of works on me too. It's like the idea of it's like you got these big, huge open environments, and what are you going to do with them? What's the point having these big empty environments? So you litter them with stuff. Okay, what kind of stuff are we going to put there? Well, stuff that'll be worth picking up. Well, why would people want to pick up a whole bunch of junk? So that they can craft things with it. So it kind of solves the puzzle or solves the problem of what do we do with all of this open space in big open-ended exploration 3D games. Yeah, stuff. Horizon Zero Dawn. I've not actually played that one. It looked to me to fall into kind of the I don't even know what to call it. Kind of the almost the Grand Theft Auto genre of games, which is kind of what all of these sort of big open world games feel like to me. Like Assassin's Creed, the new Tomb Raider games, all of that falls into the category of like a GTA clone for me. Or even the new Metal Gear Solid 5 fit that category to a T for me. Just like these big open worlds, and you're like just going through completing missions and ticking off like little boxes on each point in the map. No Man's Sky, I never paid attention to that. It looked bullshit to me from the beginning, just because I was never a fan of Minecraft. Like, Minecraft was always just really boring to me in the first place. There was just like nothing. There was stuff to do, but there was no purpose to it. It was just, I don't know, to me Minecraft was always just like a big boring pile of nonsense with no point to it. And No Man's Sky always looked like that to me. It's like, oh, this is Minecraft in space with better graphics. And then it turned out it was like even worse than Minecraft in a lot of ways from what I understood. Like even more empty and pointless than Minecraft. But yeah, I never paid attention to the... From the beginning, No Man's Sky looked to me like a game, like the type of game I wouldn't be interested in at all. But yeah, Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed, GTA, all of those games kind of fall into the same genre for me these days. Similar, I guess, although they are a bit more varied. Like, I feel like those games I just listed are a bit less similar to each other than, for example, the genre of Metroidvania. Like, I could list like a bunch of Metroidvanias, like the ones I've been talking about, like, you know, Metroid, like AM2R. What's up? I keep blanking on the names of these Metroidvanias. There's Axiom Verge. Games like that are all more similar to each other, I think, than those kinds of, yeah, 3D games I was talking about that I lumped together under the genre of GTA clone. Just, I guess, big open world exploration box ticking games, I guess, might be the genre name I would coin for it. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, they're all kind of the same thing. And yeah, Grand Theft Auto, Watch Dogs, bunch of Assassin's Creed. All of those are kind of the same genre in my mind. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I saw the... I wouldn't say that I saw the disaster of No Man's Sky coming a mile away, just because I wasn't paying attention to it. So for all I knew, this might have been... It could have been good, for all I knew. It could have been exactly what those types of Minecraft... fans of that Minecraft-style game would want. Like, maybe it could have been something that they would have wanted, but because I wasn't paying attention to the coverage or anything, so yeah. Maybe it would have sounded too good to be true to me if I had actually been paying attention to the coverage, but... Okay, so we're gonna fight Doppelganger right now. This guy should actually be... Actually, did I not? Yeah, I did go back for the holy symbol in the end. I'm pretty sure I did. Actually, we're not gonna do Doppelganger right now. We're gonna bypass Doppelganger for a moment here. Almost forgot to put up my shield there. Yeah, this is kind of an annoying room right here, actually. At least for map completion purposes, because to actually get the full map completion here, you have to run up against, like, every little bit of ceiling in the room. Oof. Forgot about those guys with the tongue attack. Because yeah, it's weird, like, just jumping up against the ceiling isn't good enough for some of the parts of this map. For some of them, yeah, like right here, you have to jump against, like, just the right part that's high enough. So yeah, you see, I can't actually get up there. What I actually need to do... Oh, even that's not going to do it. What the fuck? Oh, but I remember this now. Yeah, I think you gotta, like, go into wolf form or something. Okay. Or maybe you just can't get up there at all. How the hell do I fill in my squares? Where's my squares, guys? Okay. Oh, I guess hopefully we won't need... I could have sworn that, yeah, you jump up to the top and, like, latch onto the ceiling there like that. Okay, yeah, then turn into wolf form in just the right spot. Yeah. Okay, so then if we do that again here, it's going to go all the way up, and that's still not going to fill it in. Is it not fillable? Can we not fill this square? This is going to drive me nuts if I'm not able to fill in that square. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't even... Okay, so yeah, that's it. You need to jump up to the top and go into wolf form at just the right spot. It's really kind of annoying. But the thing is, I don't want to... Like, I'm just going for maximum map completion here, just so that we can, you know, save some time in the future, because I would hate to have to... I would hate to be short a few percentage points, and then have to come back and do this later. And, you know, since we're doing it now, maybe that'll be something else that we don't have to fill in later on. We're giving ourselves a little bit of room for error. Oh, wow, really, even with the ceiling this high, I've got to do the stupid wolf form thing. Yeah, I guess because wolf form must have, like, the center of the sprite must be... Yeah, you can get, like, kind of the center of the sprite closer to the top of the screen there, since you don't have, like, the sort of overhead clearance of Alucard's upper body to worry about. Okay, see, we did it. We managed to get all of the squares in the end. Oh, right, now we got the Octopus Room. Right. Oh, yeah, I was gonna farm for Chrysegrim as well. Oh, that's right, Octopus Room is after Doppelganger. Yeah, frankly, I don't... Or I guess the big AAA games need marketing these days. Just because they need to sell so many copies, so they need to, like, push the brand awareness and you know, build up the hype and all that. So, like, the big AAA titles from EA and Ubisoft, like, those actually do need tons of marketing because they need to sell tons of copies. But the little indie games, like a lot of the smaller stuff you find on Steam, I find tends to find an audience, because there's a lot of gamers out there, like myself included, who are like who will just buy like basically anything on Steam as long as it's like $15 or less. So like as long as you got like a little indie project that fits into that kind of like a budget price range, like someone's gonna play it. Like, a bunch of people are going to play it, because you got that, like, sort of crowd of cheap asses who are buying games these days on Steam. And there's enough of those guys these days that, like, word of mouth is going to spread for pretty much any game that's worth a damn. Like, I feel like there aren't that many games, that many worthy games that are, like, getting completely passed up these days or anything like that. I feel like just about everything, like, tends to find an audience, which is kind of neat, I think. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm poisoned. I thought this was going to be an easy fight. Like, I thought this guy had no chance. Okay, this guy has no chance. Soul Reaver, yeah, falls into... Actually, Soul Reaver. Actually, maybe even kicked off... Because that Soul Reaver is another one. I did play it back in the day. And it is a really, really good game. That's another one that I would actually fit into that kind of... sort of God of War-esque genre, where there's like a bit of brawling and a bit of exploration and puzzle solving. That one, even though maybe even a little bit more toward like the Zelda side of like more exploration and puzzle solving. But yeah, Soul Reaver is a really amazing. I shouldn't say series because I only played the first one, but yeah, the first Soul Reaver was amazing. That was, yeah, a great game back in the day. Never played any of the sequels, though. I don't even remember why. I think it's mainly just because I was mostly playing JRPGs back in those days. Yeah, Soul Reaver is actually available on GOG. You can get it on PC these days, even. Actually, I wonder if I can just, like, bat dash through all these guys. Will that do me enough damage to do him in? Oh, not even close. Still, that was kind of fun for what it was for just a few seconds. So anyways, yeah, this is the Octopus Room. Oh, hey, Darkblade. This looks kind of fancy, but I think it was just an ordinary... Yep, just an ordinary, boring, ordinary sword. I don't even know. Oh, there's so much good stuff on GOG these days. Like, not even... It's amazing how many, like, old, like, PS1 and PS2 console games back in the day actually had PC versions that were, like, better than the console versions. Like, Tomb Raider 3. Actually, pretty much all the IDOS games back in the day were released on PC as well. And they're all, like, way better on PC. It's amazing. Like, Tomb Raider 3... I guess... You can learn to like Tomb Raider 3 on the PlayStation, like I did. Because yeah, the save system in that game was brutal. Like, you had limited saves based on like these save crystals you would collect, and you'd only get like a few per stage, and the stages were all these massive sprawling, like multi-hour affairs. And it was a really, really difficult game too, so you could end up losing a lot of progress. So yeah, Tomb Raider 3 was like a really difficult and punishing game with yeah, brutal save system. But on the PC version, it's just like the old PC quick save, quick load type thing. Like, you can save anytime and as often as you want on Tomb Raider 3 PC. And some people would say that like ruins the tension of the game, but I don't know, for me it just sort of increases your options for how you want to enjoy the game. And I've kind of cut my teeth on the PlayStation version back in the day, so I actually do play, when I played the PC version of Tomb Raider 3 when I first got it, I actually did play it in like the old PS1 style, where I would never save the game until I got to one of those save crystals. Just because I enjoyed just kind of the additional tension and challenge that style of playing the game brings. But the thing is, like, normies who don't like that style of game can enjoy Tomb Raider 3 now, if they get the PC version on GOG. And that's like really great, because there's a lot of great stuff about that game other than just the challenge to recommend it. Actually, speaking of Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen is one I've been meaning to get back to. I rented it a couple times back in the day, and it didn't really appeal to me. Like, I didn't really get it. I was expecting more of like a Zelda-esque experience, and it was like a little bit more like Western RPG-ish. And although now these days I'd actually say it's more Zelda than Western RPG, it's just mainly the aesthetic kind of put me off of the game. It wasn't really my style, just visually. I was more into like the kind of Japanese cartoony style, the old anime style back in the day. So yeah, Legacy of Kain, was it Blood Omen? Yeah, Blood Omen was the first one, I think. Didn't really grab me back in the day, but I've been meaning to go back and try it, because I think that's one that I would have a greater appreciation of in my old age these days. Just like King's Field. King's Field is a game that I absolutely hated back when I first played it as a kid on the PlayStation. But I played it again, yeah, like back when I was getting into PS1 emulation. I decided to give it a try and see if there was anything to it. And it turns out I absolutely love the King's Field games. They're just amazing. It really is like proto Dark Souls. Like most of the stuff that's like good and appealing about Dark Souls is yeah, really good and appealing about King's Field as well. You know what? We're not gonna go up to the mines just yet. Okay. Seeing pixely divides here. Could have sworn that I flipped that setting about the pixel, whatever it was, pixel precision or something. But yeah, these water... King's Field? King's Field is a kind of first-person... Basically a first-person RPG. First-person dungeon crawler of sorts, I guess you might call it, only without... Like, it's not a hack and slash, it's a dungeon crawler, so you're, like, kind of exploring these dungeons. And it's got, like, a really, like, lonely and oppressive feel to it. It's like exploring these dark dungeons, and you got, like, a... It's like a very isolated type game. It's kind of like a 3D Metroidvania. If you imagine... Really, if you imagine, like a Dark Souls game in first person that plays a little... Like, it plays a little bit like an Elder Scrolls game, where it's like that first person, kind of like really slow sword fighting type thing. But instead of like exploring like these big open fields and stuff like that, it's just like these narrow claustrophobic dungeons. And with like really, really shitty like early PS1 era graphics. It's like, yeah, King's Field is like the earliest... It's like some of the earliest 3D graphics you can find on the PlayStation, so it's all like no textures or anything. It's just like flat shading on the polygons, and it looks really primitive. But I don't know. I thought I was really impressed though at how effectively they can convey like the sort of like dark and oppressive atmosphere of the game with the sort of limited and the sort of limited graphics style that it had. I thought they made just through really effective use of like sound and lighting and all that. They were able to make like a really like moody, atmospheric game that that just conveys a great deal of tension as you're trudging through these dark dungeons. And they managed to do it with like these like incredibly shitty like single color shading polygons. Yeah, King's Field is one that I definitely want to play on stream at some point. But yeah, it's a series that I completely bounced off of back in the day when I was a kid, just because, honestly, I bounced off, like, I kind of, yeah, bounced off in that fashion of a lot of just 3D gaming in general back in the day. Like, I didn't like Mario 64 way back in the day. Like, I just like 3D in general. Like, I don't know, I was a 2D snob back then. I was just, like, for me, it was, like, all about either 2D, and if you're gonna do 3D, it's like make it an RPG or something where I don't actually have to do platforming and, like, navigate 3D spaces and that type of thing. So, yeah, I didn't like Super Mario 64. Didn't like a lot of stuff on the Nintendo 64 since they did like a lot of the sort of heavy exploration-based kind of 3D platformy type stuff. I eventually kind of learned to like those types of games. Like I liked Tomb Raider a little bit back in the day. Although a lot of that was due to the fact that that game had an excellent demo that I played the dickens out of the Tomb Raider 3 demo disc. And, yeah, I ended up kind of learning to like that game as a result, and I ended up renting the full version, and then, yeah, I ended up really liking that as well. Though I guess you could arguably say that I didn't even really properly play Tomb Raider 3 back in the day, since I basically had to cheat my way through the entire game. There were, like more than half of the levels I wasn't able to get through on my own, so I would either just, yeah, use cheats to teleport my way through the game, or use invincibility and that type of stuff. I actually had a Game Shark on the PS1 that I used to cheat my way through a lot of games that were too hard for me. So as a result, I didn't really get like a full experience of a lot of these games that I have nostalgia for, like Tomb Raider 3 and games like that. Are games that I didn't actually play through properly back in the day. I basically cheated my way through them and just sort of soaked in like the atmosphere and the environments and all of that, which really were a lot of the appeal of those type of games. Like I thought, yeah, Tomb Raider, King's Field, really very, yeah, sort of atmospheric games that are all about exploring the environments and all of that. And you can get all that even just cheating your way through the game like that, with like invincibility or something. You lose a lot of the tension and the difficulty and all of that, which is another big part of the game, and it's a part of the reason why I enjoy those games even more now as an adult, that I've sort of replayed them the way they were meant to be played. But yeah, even cheating your way through, you can see a lot of what's to like about those games. Okay, so we're in the entrance now. So we decided not to farm the Chrysegrim. Question is, do we farm dodos for the rune sword? I wonder if I could try out, because I think that the emulator I'm using here actually does have Game Shark functionality, I do believe. Because it's not even just cheats. There's some really cool and interesting stuff you can do with the Game Shark in some games beyond just like, oh fuck! Okay, yeah, those guys can wreck your shit if you're not careful. I shouldn't even say not careful. You can see that stupid beam coming a mile away. It's not even that you have to be super careful to avoid it. You just have to be not careless, not a dummy. Yeah, you have to have a surprisingly decent PC to emulate even like old like PS1 games. I find like my old PC that I used to do like schoolwork and stuff on back when I was in English in university. Like, I used to emulate PS1 games on that PC, and it was like a modern PC for the time. Like, it wasn't like a gaming PC or anything, or it wasn't the PC, it was a laptop, I should say. But like a good, decent laptop. Like, I could play Civilization 4 well enough on that laptop, but I couldn't. Like, I could emulate PS1 games, but not super well. Like, it would slow down and chug a little bit with certain games. And then on my previous gaming PC, which was also a laptop actually, yeah, I had a gaming laptop that I bought in I think like my second or third year of university. Oh my. Well, we just saved right there, so it's should. Oh fuck. You know what? Maybe just fuck all of this entirely. Like maybe we just don't. Yeah, I think that's a plan. So I believe we drop. Oh no, it's just a Zweihander. Shit. Actually, Osafune Katana. I think this might be. Okay, no, it isn't. It's just another boring. Okay, but yeah, it has the attack like that. So yeah, the cool thing about yeah, attacks with this particular animation is that you get like 2 hits per swing. Oh, I'm gonna lose my sword that she just dropped too. I just lost a valuable drop from that death, actually. That kind of sucks. I should have gone back and saved after she dropped it. Oh well. But yeah, I think the Blue Venus Weeds also dropped the Yasatsuna or something. Or actually, this will be a good chance to check our map, our completion percentage. Oh, hey, that red blood drop icon there. I don't think I've seen that before. Okay, so we're at 162%. We got a ways to go still. I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was all the way back. I was gonna talk about, yeah. I was getting geared up. Oh yeah, I know Reciteer. Reciteer's a great game. I really enjoyed, really enjoyed Reciteer. It's just got that exact type of, like, just the charming, like, anime style that I just really love. I don't know how to describe it. There's a certain type of anime that's like not like super cutesy, not like the ugu kawaii bullshit, but it's just like really just charming is the only term I have for it. Like that and Mega Man Legends, and those are the 2 biggest ones I can think of. Or Rhapsody is another one. Just yeah, it's I don't know, just that type of anime that I find really appealing. Yeah, I just absolutely love that style. It's yeah, that style that's kind of like cute, but not like saccharin, or is it saccharin? I think it's yeah, not cute, but not saccharin, not like just disgusting with its cuteness. Like there's no cat ears, or at least I don't think there's no like cat-eared girls in Reciteer or Mega Man Legends or any games like that. There's no lolicon bullshit in those types of yeah, animes and anime games. Actually, is that true? I'm trying to think now. I think Mega Man Legends is more or less like loli free, pretty much. Yeah, I think games in general, like back in the day, or even anime in general, as far as I know, were free of that kind of bullshit that you see nowadays a lot. A lot of it is just the culture too. Like I wouldn't even say that's something that gets a bad rap, like Kobayashi-san, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Like stuff like that gets a bad rap for like you know, characters like Kana, who people consider like lowly bait, and I don't really think that that's like really something that's there in the series itself. I think that's just some kind of something that cropped up, that weirdos on the internet kind of sprung into life on their own. Like, I really don't think there was anything to... Or, okay, that's not entirely true. There was the stupid Shota bullshit with... I think the character's name was actually... I think the character was, like, actually named Shota or some bullshit like that. I'm just talking bullshit. None of this is going to make any sense at all if you haven't seen Kobayashi-san's Dragon Maid, which is not a series I would even recommend necessarily. I kind of regret the time that I wasted watching it myself. It's not awful or anything, like I said. There's a couple bits in it that are awful. But, like, there's good parts to it, occasionally. Mega Man is a series that I kind of grew up with, but it's another one of those ones that I was, like, I played it back in the day, but I was too shitty at video games to properly appreciate it. Although some of them were so good that I just played them tons and tons anyways, enough to appreciate them. Like, I played tons and tons of Mega Man 3. That was my favorite back in the day. I think it's still among my favorites to this day. It's probably still my favorite of the classic Mega Mans from back in the day. So yeah, I played tons of Mega Man 3 and got decent enough at that, even though it took a lot. What's the name? Dragon Slayer? I don't know if you're talking about something different, or if you're talking about Kobayashi-san's Maid Dragon, which is an anime that I was referencing earlier. It's, yeah, I don't even know if that's the Americanized name of it, but it's something like... I'll just type it out in chat. Kobayashi-san's... It's either Maid Dragon or Dragon Maid. And actually, in the original Japanese, like, maid and dragon were like, mashed together, so it was like a pun. She was the Maid-Dragon, which is a pun that doesn't... I guess Maid-Dragon, kind of, you could do it in English that way. I don't even know if they localized the title in that way or not for English, but... Okay, now we're at kind of a crossroads. Or actually, I do want to go in here. I don't want to use the teleporter just yet, but I do want to activate it. Because, yeah, there's some goodies that I want to get before we go to Holy fuck, that sentence. There's some goodies I want to get before we go to Galamoth. How many G's is that in that sentence? Just count them up for me. I'm pretty sure that's like a new record as far as alliteration is concerned for me. But anyways, yeah, Kobayashi-san. That's like, yeah, the sort of like bad cute that I would... describe that's sort of a lot of modern anime sort of falls into. Now, yeah, we're at kind of a crossroads, and I don't know where to go. I think we go around the right. I think we go on the right side, and then we swing back around towards the center. Oh dear. Because, yeah, you can kind of leave the center for last here, because the center, like the center is kind of like the, or what do they call it? I think it's the Marble Gallery. Yeah, Marble Gallery, or the Reverse Gallery, is kind of the hub that sort of connects to all the different areas of the castle. So pretty much wherever you go, you have a pathway back to the gallery. So yeah, we can go around out the outside and swing back towards the center once we're done here. Yeah, now you see that Lesser Demon, he is... Actually, he's pretty much just as pathetic as he was the first time we fought him, since we, yeah, pretty much had just as easy a time with the Lesser Demon as we did, as we're having now. And yeah, I guess, yeah, there is... But yeah... I don't know how to describe it other than just, like, disgusting, like, tries too hard type of cuteness that I don't really like. That would be where, like, something like Kobayashi-san or, trying to think, I don't even know, like, half of these types of anime that come out these days. Or, like, stuff like, I'm blanking on the name now. The one with the ship girls, where it's like they're girls, but they're also ships for some reason. Forget what it's called, but yeah, just stuff that like tries too hard to be like to be cute and that type of stuff. It's just like, yeah, nothing but like yeah, waifu baiting bullshit is, I guess, what I would call it. Whereas, yeah, stuff like Reciteer and that is just like kind of really charming, and you don't see a lot of that kind of stuff, I feel, these days. Or maybe you do. I don't pay attention to a lot of anime, but you certainly don't see it in a lot of video games, which is why Reciteer, yeah, just really hit all the right notes for me. Actually, can we break through this wall? What about Lena Inverse? Are we talking Dota or Slayers? Because Slayers is fucking amazing. I love Slayers. That was probably my favorite anime from, or actually no, my favorite anime would have been Cowboy Bebop when I was a kid. Just because I was kind of a poser, and that was like the big thing that everyone says. Lena Inverse is the main character, is the protagonist of the Slayers anime series. So yeah, the anime is Slayers, and Lena Inverse is the character who stars in it. Yeah, I was a huge Slayers fan back in the day. Yeah, Slayers is the one. It's kind of like, yeah, kind of like a comedic, like, yeah, comedy fantasy basically. Is sort of what, or it's yeah, a lot of like kind of little bit of like breaking the fourth wall type stuff, a lot of just like silly nonsense. That's another one that I find like really charming, but it's like kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's just really fun. It has a really good cast of characters. I actually, although it's kind of, it actually reminds me in some ways of Konosuba, which is a modern kind of comedy fantasy series, where it's not pure fantasy. It's what's known as like the isekai genre, where it's like a modern-day Japanese kid gets transported into a fantasy world. But it just in the sense that it has like a... The type of humor is kind of similar, I feel, where you have like a cast of characters who are all like kind of just like one-note joke characters, like kind of like, and there's a little bit more to them, but like Gaori, like in Slayers, like Gaori was like basically just like this like buffoonish, like meat-headed idiot, and that was kind of mostly what his character was about, and all of the humor around him was kind of centered around that, and then frankly, Amelia was kind of like a similar type thing, except she was like more of a ditzy airhead, and like kind of a do-gooder, and she was, and so yeah, kind of like a little bit of a one-note character, and there was a lot of jokes centered around her kind of personality traits. But then, so you'd have these like kind of flat, kind of two-dimensional characters, but then you'd have the one, kind of the straight man in the center, kind of balancing everything out, who's like a little bit cynical and kind of has to put up with their bullshit. And the interaction between them works out really well. And that's kind of the dynamic I felt was in play in Slayers. Like, the characters are mostly kind of one-dimensional, except for Lena, who's actually really just like smart and funny and appealing, and his best waifu and all of that. I use that kind of bullshit terminology as in the same breath as I decry it, practically. But yeah, she's kind of, yeah, the more fully rounded character, kind of smart and cynical and funny and all of that, kind of balancing out the whole team. And it's funny to see her sort of, yeah, interact with the others and have to put up with their bullshit and all of that. And that's where a lot of the humor of the series derives from. And yet, at the same time, she's not, like, perfect or anything. She's not a Mary Sue or anything. She's got her own kind of foibles and, like, pitfalls that she falls into that sort of make her the butt of the joke sometimes. And yeah, that sort of dynamic between the characters with... kind of, it's a similar, I think, to Konosuba, which is a modern anime series that I really, really liked, actually. I'm a huge fan of Konosuba. Yeah, that's definitely one that I'd recommend checking out. Konosuba. Yeah, Slayers I would recommend if you're into the classics, good old 90s anime. These fucking things stay invisible like way longer than I remembered. These goddamn butterflies. I remember them being annoying back in the day, but I don't remember them being this frickin' annoying. But yeah, if you're into like the classic 90s animes, I recommend Slayers. Probably start with the first one, but Frank, I think the second one is the best. But yeah, season 3 got a little bit weird and fanficky with a bunch of like original characters, like just cringy original characters that weren't. I don't know. Maybe that was supposed to be part of the humor. I don't know. Season 3 of Slayers didn't really do it for me, but the first 2 seasons were great. Second was the best, and then Konosuba for modern day anime. It's actually really, really good, I think. Don't know why I started talking about anime all of a sudden. Oh, do I have it set to delete links? Oh, right, I think I was getting spammers at some point in a previous stream, so I ended up removing the ability to post links. We're just gonna science this right on the fly. Timeout user, I don't want to do that. Ban user, I don't want to do that. Mod user, I don't think we need mods just yet. Yeah, I don't know how to permit links without like going out and into my Twitch settings and all of that. Oh shit, I didn't want to come here just yet. Oh well. We'll be fine. This guy's not super tough. Yeah, so this is a kind of an interesting boss right here. So he's got a bunch of different parts, and you'll kind of chop them off as you go along. It's got a bunch of flies buzzing around that'll hurt you, and these little worms as well. I think I might even poison you. Yeah. Yep, there's the poison. So yeah, it seems really easy. All you gotta do is like smash these flies, but then as you start hacking away at his limbs there, first of all, he gets more and more of these big flies, and they move faster and faster. As you start. Oh yeah, this is a really cool looking boss for sure. I love the concept here, and it's fun to fight too, where you're just like hacking away at these different limbs, and then they fall off, and there's the flies buzzing around, and it's just like a totally awesome boss right here. Even though he's not very dynamic, he doesn't really do anything. He doesn't really do anything except that like flies buzz around him, and sometimes the big ones dive at you, and then he drips maggots occasionally. But yeah, I don't even know if the limbs do anything. But what you actually need to, the main target for this boss is actually the head. So you can actually kill this guy a little bit faster if you just ignore the limbs and go for the head. Problem is the head is tough to get through with those flies buzzing around. But yeah, and of course the fastest way to beat this guy is actually to oh shit. Could actually die here if we're not careful. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's actually not the head, it's the body. Oh, whatever, same thing. Same general region. But yeah, the thing is, he actually gets harder as you hack off the limbs, so the fastest and easiest way to beat him is actually to avoid attacking the limbs and just go straight for the chest. And of course, the fastest way to do that is to use the poison mist. Oh, there's the Ring of Arcana. Okay, now we can do some farming if we want to, although we've kind of passed by all of the areas where we would want to do any farming. I think we're gonna go to the chapel next. Yeah, we're gonna go through the chapel down into the reverse Colosseum. Then it'll be, I think it'll just be Galamoth after that for bosses. Because yeah, we did Beelzebub, we did Doppelganger. That's 2 of the 4, and then so yeah, now we've just got the CV3 trio and Galamoth. There are easy strategies for dealing with Galamoth, but I keep forgetting what they are. I usually don't do like the full good ending runs when I replay this game. I tend to do like like minimalistic kind of almost speedrun type things where I'm just beelining from boss to boss, kind of like I was doing the last time I streamed this game. So yeah, it's actually been a while since I last fought Galamoth. He's sort of this game's equivalent of like a big optional super boss. Yeah, he's got the most HP and has the most... He's just the toughest boss in the game, basically. At least from a pure, like, stats perspective and from a avoiding his attacks perspective. Of course, there's all sorts of ways to kind of cheat the fight, which is probably what we're going to end up having to do. I don't even know that there is a way to, like, legitimately beat Galamoth. He's got this stupid lightning attack. Oh yeah, I was trying to remember if Mega Man had lowlies in it, and it doesn't. I'm pretty sure. If Mega Man Legends doesn't. Yeah, and yeah, we were talking a bit about Mega Man too. We were talking about a lot of things. I feel like I have like lots to say about each. I'm moving from topic to topic too quickly because I feel like I wasn't done talking about some of the things we were talking about. Oh yeah, so we'll bring it back a little bit. As far as Mega Man goes, yeah, so I sort of practiced. I wasn't good enough at Mega Man games to really appreciate them, but the few Mega Man games that I did play tons of back in the day, I really appreciated. Like, yeah, Mega Man 3 and Mega Man X especially were like among my favorite games, really, from back in those days. Mega Man X, even still to this day, I think Mega Man X is like one of the best, just like straight up 2D action games of all time, still to this day. Oh, well, we actually missed a square. I was so careful not to miss the squares, and yet we missed one. Okay, there it is. That actually wasn't too hard at all. What's in here now? Oh, it's actually like the same dude, only it's like a different dude. It's like in the first castle, it was a sword with rotating swords, and now it's a sword with shields and spears. It's kind of like a little phalanx formation all on his own. Actually, like we're not doing super well, like in terms of levels and stuff. So I actually think we kind of need the stats of the Moonstone to see us through the rest of the castle here. On the other hand, I also really want to equip the Ring of Arcana so that we can get some good drops finally. I don't know. Considering that we only have like 2 bosses left as well, I don't think it's really worth it to go like farming for items or anything like that. Although that's right, there is the one. I forget who drops it. That was like 6 tries on that frickin' bat dash there. But yeah, I forget who drops it. But there's a particular helmet in the game that basically completely trivializes the Galamoth fight. Like, it's basically Galamoth's attacks are all lightning based, and there's a helmet that'll let you absorb lightning damage. So if you get that one, then Galamoth is just nothing to it. The problem is I can't, because I don't think you just pick it up. Like, I don't think that thing is just lying around. I think you need to farm it from a particular enemy, and I can't remember which enemy that was. I mean, that's not the only way to cheat at the Galamoth fight, so we could just find some other way of beating him, but... We're actually making some decent money now. Not all of... No, in general, the enemies actually don't get flipped upside down with the castle. The reverse fish... Yeah, the killer fish are the one exception. And actually, I don't think they're even considered like a different type of enemy. I think it's just like a... they're still considered killer fish. They're just upside down in the castle. And I guess for the reason for that is maybe that the water is all upside down as well, so maybe they need to be upside down to swim in it properly? I don't know. But yeah, in general, the enemies in the reverse castle are not generally upside down. The fish are the only exception. Oh, yeah, the music for this, yeah, the music for the Reverse Coliseum 2 is, like, completely different from, in the first castle as well. Or I guess this is the, I think this is the music for the Catacombs. Yeah, I think this is what they played in the Catacombs. Or no. No, this is what they play in the Reverse Catacombs, actually, I think. Yeah, so I guess this is just like a new track that only appears in the Reverse Castle. Oh, this is another one of those bullshit rooms. Fuck off. Still can't seem to get the goddamn Soul Steel to come out. Damn it! Oh, I hate these rooms so much. Where it's just like a bunch of shit on the entrance and it knocks you back. Okay, what was the actual input for Soul Steel? Maybe I'm just getting it wrong. Soul Steel. Back for... Yeah, so I got it right. I don't know how... Like, so the input for this spell is up. Like, you go up like that, and then you do this one. So it's up, and then a fireball. I am not pressing up at all when I'm doing these Soul Steel inputs. Okay, that's a new one. That's another one I think that requires an up input. Yep, that's like basically like an upwards Soul Steel. Son of a bitch, I literally can't... Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this if it takes all fucking day if I have to. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we got our health back, now we can just wreck faces. Good. Okay, now do we go fight the boss just yet? I don't think we do. Oop. Oh, hey, there's actually another room through here. Ram, I'm not even going to bother showing these off at this point. That is another boring, ordinary sword. Actually, these transformations can actually be really useful for just kind of, like, moving through enemies. Like, there's a skull in the way, it just missed through it. It's so weird that I get, like, these random, like, inputs for special moves in this game when I'm not even trying. Like, yeah, that comes out sometimes when I don't even want it to. And yet when I'm playing like a proper fighting game, I can't do a fireball to save my frickin' life. Or I wonder if this does a thing like FF6 maybe, where there's like you can cheat the inputs perhaps. I'm gonna try that right now. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So that would be just like... Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Because, yeah, in FF6, all of the diagonal inputs... Like, in FF6, for its sort of fighting game, like, the Blitz inputs, which were, like, Street Fighter move inputs, you could cheat them because all of the diagonal inputs you had to do on the move list, it would read either of the ones next to the diagonal for that input. So, like, if you had a down-forward, either down or forward would work. So for something like a fireball, like down, forward, forward, you could just do down, forward, and it was really easy. Thought I might have had something neat like that for this game, but apparently not. Actually, maybe it was these guys who dropped the Yasutsuna. I don't remember. I think they changed some of the drop tables for the PSP version, so I might be getting it mixed up with that one. Or you know what? We got just a couple squares to fill in over there. We're gonna go fight the boss first, though. Right, but before we do that... Yeah, I think it would be wise to save right here. Because, yeah, this boss is not that easy, so... Actually, now that I think of it, if we wanted to make things easy, there's a good place to farm levels, like right near the center of the castle, like right, or I guess it's kind of the normal pathway to the final boss, but we kind of bypassed it through like the roundabout way through, I guess, the reverse Alrox's quarters. But yeah, there's like these big gold armor guys who are really, really good for farming XP. This guy's really annoying. I really hate fighting these guys just because he gets knocked back so frickin' far whenever you hit him. And he's so easy, too. Like, there's nothing to it. You just hit him, and that'll cancel any of his attacks. So it's like, what's even the point? But every time you hit him, he goes just, like, flying back. Like, what's with that? He's like this giant dude. Why is he going flying back so far? Just from, like, this little, like, piddly dude who's, like, a quarter his size hits him. Okay, for a second I thought it dropped a sword in the wall, and I was like, what the fuck? But no, that was just his death animation. Okay, what do we got in here? Fury Plate. I don't think that's anything good. Def goes up when damage taken. And it would increase our attack strength, apparently. But, no. I wonder if that's like the walk armor, where it's like a permanent thing. It's like you equip that and you can just like buff up your defense by getting hit a bunch of times. But no, what I think it actually does is it just increases your defense the lower you are on HP. Covenant Stone. I don't even remember what this is. What is a Covenant Stone? Oh, it's an accessory. Strength plus 15. So we could just go full strength, just like screw all the other stats and go up to... Yeah, that's an additional... I think we're actually going to take that action. Yeah, that's an extra 10 damage. Oh, the boss... I thought the boss was at the other end of this. Oh, that's right, it's through the dark tunnel there. I remember now. And yeah, I think that's all of the reverse Colosseum cleared now. Oh yeah, I should... Or you know what, I can soul steal once I get into the boss. I should top up my HP and go save or something, but no, we'll just soul steal once the boss fight starts. Oh hey, I actually got it first try that time. Holy shit. So yeah, this is the Castlevania 3 trio. So these are... So if you don't know Castlevania 3... there were a bunch of different characters you could choose from in that game. Or rather, you had the main character, which was Trevor Belmont, which is this guy throwing the bone boomerangs and just whipped me in the face right there. That's Trevor Belmont. Where'd the other one go? Oh, did I just kill Grant? So anyway, so this is, yeah, Grant, Trevor, and Sypha. So Trevor was the main character, and then you could pick up sort of allies over the course of the game, who you could swap in at any time. But you can only have one at a time. So it's like if you you would get you could pick up Grant, but then if you meet Sypha later on, then she would replace him. So you could only have one ally by the end of the game. And yeah, so it's, yeah, Trevor Belmont was the main character, and then you could pick up over the course of the game. You could pick between either Grant or Sypha, or Alucard was actually the other one. So yeah, I think I talked about that when he brought it up earlier on in the game, but yeah. Canonically, Alucard fought beside Trevor Belmont to defeat Dracula in Castlevania 3. And yeah, I don't know, I just think it's really cool that they kind of brought that back. It's a fun boss fight too. It's really, really challenging if you're either like under-leveled. Like if you come here and do this fight early on, like one of the first fights you do in the reverse castle, it can be really difficult. And it's also really tough for challenge runs if you're doing like Naked Alucard or something. It's really, really hard, but also a really, really fun fight, I think. I think that's actually my favorite in the game. But yeah, I just find it funny that they kind of actually, not just the storyline acknowledgement of Alucard's previous appearance in the Castlevania series with when he brings it up with Maria. Actually, I think Richter brings it up as well. He's like, Alucard, the same Alucard who fought alongside my ancestor? So yeah, they do bring it up a couple times, but it's nice to get like kind of a neat little gameplay shout out to Grant and Sypha as well. Oh, that's probably... I hope that's not work, because I know they said they might need me to come in the evening, but I doubt it. Yeah, we'll just stay in mist form in case anything comes to hurt me or anything like that. Can we get it? Yeah. I can ignore that. But I think what I am do is what I am gonna do actually is okay. So yeah, I guess I got to show this off finally. This is what these guys do if they manage to come in on you. This will actually stay. It'll actually keep doing this forever. You need to mash the buttons to get out of it. But yeah, the downside of that obviously being that if there's any other enemies around, they'll just smack right into you. Oh wow, that fireball doesn't do shit. I think it might be based on your intelligence stat, which we just lowered a little bit by swapping out our equipment. I think we actually do want to go this way. Because yeah, there's some bits in... Man, I can't remember what Reverse Olrox's quarters are called. It had nothing to do with Olrox. It was some completely different name. But I can't remember what it was. Also, there's a bunch of... Oh, right, yeah, that would be the gallery, I think. So yeah, we've pretty much got almost everything filled in here. Oh, it looks like I missed a space over by the wall. Okay, so yeah, anyways, I finished talking about Mega Man, I finished talking about anime. What I was going to talk about, like, way back at the beginning, was, yeah, the decision to maybe play Castlevania Bloodlines as part of the sort of Genesismas holiday stream. And then I sort of thought about it for a second, and I thought, oh, actually, I've just been playing Castlevania this whole time, so maybe it would be better not to do like 2 Castlevania games back to back. But then I thought about it some more, and then I realized, no, actually, Castlevania Bloodlines is like not even remotely similar to Symphony of the Night, is it? Like it's even, yeah, Bloodlines is even a bit of an oddball, like even compared to the other sort of more traditional, like action arcade style Castlevania games. Like it still has the same kind of control scheme where you can't control your jumps, and like as kind of like a slow. Oh, did I not even go through here after we beat the mummy? Oh yeah, I just completely, yeah, whatever our reward was for beating the mummy, we just like completely pieced out on that. Okay, it was just a heart container. Yeah, we were apparently in like a big damn hurry to finish the game last time, because yeah, I didn't even check to see what they had for us for beating Akmodan. Alucard can crouch, but he can't slide. So like, yeah, I've just got no way to get through here unless I transform into... I think any of his transformations will actually do it. Actually, I never showed off wolf running, did I? Because yeah, we got the power of wolf now. So yeah, we can do like a super fast wolf run now. Kind of feels like a step back because like, yeah, like Richter has like a big set of different moves he can do, and Richter can slide, and he can do all sorts of things in the intro. Like in the little opening stage, Richter can slide and do a bunch of things, but Alucard can't, and even after he gets fully upgraded, he doesn't even get a slide move like later on in the game. He's just like completely slideless. Which just seems like a step back, I feel like. Like, yeah, why can't he? Or I guess he can backdash, which is almost as good, but I feel like we're missing something in that big empty space just towards, like, the left of where we are now, but whatever. I'll compare it. If I need to, I'll go to game FAQs to... I could have sworn that we... Like, yeah, didn't we have the spike breaker equipped so that we could, like, get rid of all of this shit? Could have sworn that, yeah, I had the spike breaker on earlier because I did all of this before. Or did they come back? I don't think that the spikes come back after you do this. Like, I thought that you just had to go through this room once with the spike breaker and then you're done. Oh well, now we're done. Okay, let's try this out then. Yeah, and they're gone now. Okay, now what do we do? I find it really satisfying to do these repeated high jumps too. I don't know, it's just a fun move to do. I wish you got it earlier in the game, actually. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff in the center to clear out. Yeah, I think we're gonna... Oh, what is that there now, too? Oh, it looks like I actually missed something over on the side there. Like a whole room. Okay, we might have to go back and do that, but in the meantime, yeah, we're going back to the gallery. There's a bunch of stuff to explore there. Beat up Cthulhu just because we can. It's a really cool-looking enemy, actually. I feel like a lot of the enemies in the Reverse Castle don't really get their chance to shine. It's like you end up like buffing up so quickly that you can just kill these guys so easily, like they're nothing. And they actually have like an interesting like set of moves. I think I talked about that already, actually. I mean, a game this long, I'm obviously going to run out of things to talk about by the end. But yeah, there was that, I remember we were talking about with like that one martial artist guy. Has like all this whole complex different move set that you never get to see because he goes down in like 3 hits. Alright, actually, here's what we're gonna do. Because, yeah, we've been streaming a little while now. So, yeah, I'm gonna respond to my text message. And, but, I mean, among other things, yeah, I'm gonna take a break, grab some snacks, and respond to my text message and all of that. So, yeah, we're just gonna go on break, gonna play some music, and I'll be back in a minute. Probably more like 5-10 minutes.